Hi, and welcome to another Humble Experience. I'm Heather. Since it's been so cold outside, I really don't want to go out and travel in this weather to get one of my favorite soups and a salad. So I'm going to be making my version of a broccoli cheddar soup. Let's run down the ingredients. I have 2 cups of my chicken broth here. Remember, I used the paste there. I have 2 cups of each whole milk and half and half. I have 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of butter. I have half of a medium onion chopped, 1 cup of grated carrots. I have a half of a pound of broccoli. I used the florets along with the stem of 1. This is roughly about 2 heads. And then a 1/4 cup of flour. So let's start. Oh, and I'm sorry. I have some Sharp Cheddar cheese here, 8 ounces of that. So let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on the stove top to medium, and then I'm going to add my 1 tablespoon of butter, let that melt, and then I'm gonna, once it's melted, I'm going to saute my onions in that. Okay, it looks like my butter's been melted, so I'm gonna add in my onions. And I'm just gonna saute them until they get soft. Just another minute. See how they're changing colors? So that looks about good. I'm going to transfer these back into the same bowl I took them out of. All right, so now I'm going to melt some more butter. This is my 1/4 cup or 4 tablespoons. And once this melts down, I'm going to add the flour. Good enough. I'm going to add the flour. Basically what we want to do is just cook the flour and make a roux out of it. I'm going to switch over to a whisk. And turn my heat down about a little under medium. What we want to do is cook that flour a little bit, and then we want to cook this until it gets a golden brown color, which is almost there. And that's about where it should be. I'm going to add my chicken stock. So if you don't use this type of chicken stock, what you can do is just get 2 cups. But I like the flavor that this gives off. And then what I'm going to do is just cook this for about 20 minutes, stirring it occasionally, keeping it on the medium heat to let those 2 work together. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. And what I'm going to do now is add back in my onions. Let me give it a quick stir. Add in those onions I took out earlier. Add in my cup of carrots, shredded carrots. Give that a good stir. Now I'm going to add my broccoli. I'm going to turn down the heat to low. And now I'm adding in the milk and the half and half. Since I reduced the heat, I'm going to put the lid on it and simmer it for about 25 minutes. So I'll see you back here. All right, it's been about 25 minutes. Give this a quick stir. Looks good. What I'm going to do is add in my nutmeg now. And I'm going to add some pepper. And then some of this broccoli is pretty large. So what you can do is either with a hand blender or a regular blender, you can puree like half of the soup or so. I'm just going to do that now. Get some of these chunks a little bit smaller, but it's not necessarily, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I would just cut them up smaller pieces than what I did. That looks to be about good. Still some chunks in there. Give it a quick stir. And now it's time to add the cheese. And you don't want to just dump all of this in because it will clump up. So we're going to sprinkle it and then stir so it can get all melty. I'm going to add this whole bag. This soup looks amazing. Okay, I've stirred it, made sure all that cheese is melted. Looks good, smells good. Can't wait to dish me up a bowl to try with some nice crusty bread. And what you can do is get your spatula, like what I have here, and then just take a look at the broth here and make sure all the cheese has been melted. Looks like it has. All I'm seeing is some of the carrots on there. So let me get my bowl. Oh boy, that looks great. All right. Great recipe for a cold winter's day. Broccoli cheddar soup with some of the crusty bread I was talking about. Remember, be adventurous, try something new. If you like this video, give me a like, drop me a note in the comments below. Give it a try, and thanks for watching.